Okay.
Here is a story. But before you hear this story, I'd like to invite you to make yourself comfortable. Wrap a blanket around yourself. Perhaps even sip a warm cocoa. And light a candle. Or, if you have a fireplace, light your fire. Allow your gaze to soften into the flames. Allow the light to warm your soul. The warmth of the cup in your hands to warm your heart, and blanket wrapped around you to warm your body. As your gaze softens, take your mind's eye to a place on earth long before your birth, a time when fire was the fuel of life, a time when our people knew the land, when they knew the stars, the cycles, and knew they were part of Earth's fabric. A time when our people knew where they came from and knew where they would return to when they left life's stage. It was at this time a great story of origin was held deeply with love and honour in the hearts of our distant family. This story was that of a cave dweller, a honey paw, a snub-tail, a brown-furred being that died in winter and returned each spring. This cave-dwelling being went each winter into the depths of the caves of our people's ancestors. This huge fur-covered being emerged each spring with unspoken tales of their time with death in the cave with our people's ancestors. To our people, this being must have held an untouched wisdom of the earth, of the mystery of life. This being also returned in spring, emerging from the death of winter with small cave-dwelling cubs, emerging as if a gift from their ancestors. There is a memory held in the hearts, souls and bones of our people from this time before you and I had this opportunity to walk Earth's stage. A memory and knowing that they were all children of the big furry cave dweller who could stand high on hind legs just as they could, and as you and I can still. The cave-dwelling being was the distant father of the people of these lands, Great Utso, once an orphaned cub brought back from the tribe's first hunt, and thereafter all were descended from him. As we sit here, feeling this story so far, visualizing the cave-dwelling being as we know them, imagining life as it was for our people, we can see and feel deep within our bones the thread of this story too. So let's allow these woven threads to reveal themselves further within the story as it unfolds next. The frosts lay heavy on the earth's sleeping ground that hold the slumbering trees. The moon is high in the sky on this night. The stars of old hang in the tapestry of their stories in the deep blue night sky. An owl hoots, ooh, ooh, to its mate, toot-oo. There is stillness in the air. The smell of wood smoke and light from the fires of the village roundhouses stains the stillness of the air. A man of many seasons, dressed in warm furs from the cave dwellers of the past. He enters the night stillness from the warmth of his home. He looks up the north to see the familiar stars of great Urso Major watching him. Then, from the north, a dancing green light appears, ebbing and flowing on the horizon. It disappears and another flows out towards him, dancing gracefully. He never tires of this beautiful dance of light. It takes his breath away. He feels in this moment, in his heart, the ancestors are calling to him. This is the light from their world during the nights of frosts covering the ground. This is the light of the celebrations, the reminder to trust in the ancestors and feel the wisdom of the earth to carry his tribe through this season of stars and frosts. To us, this light is the aurora borealis. The man of many seasons calls to his friends and family in the sound of the night. Ooh, oh, ooh. The sound so clear, not even the trees would know he made it. But his family knew and know. The men emerge from their dwellings, all dressed in furs from the cave dweller. They hold drums, and they start to beat these drums. A heartbeat to draw up the wisdom of the earth. As they do this, they begin to hum and sing. The man of many seasons pulls the fur over his head to become and be at one with the cave dweller. He feels the spirit of the fur being flow through his veins, and he roars as if he were the great Utso. As the spirit of cave dwellers takes hold of him, he begins to dance. A dance that allows him to connect with all cave dweller spirits. A dance that allows the connection to show the man where a cave dwelling spirit might be, who would be willing to give up his life for the tribe's survival during this time of frost. As he dances his visions, his tribe sings their songs. Then the drumming and dance. The drumming and dancing. The drumming and dancing slows. to a stop. The old man of many seasons stands still, huge and tall in his cave dweller skins. A younger man steps out from the crowd that has gathered around him and approaches the man of many seasons. He asks,
"Where was Broom born, the honey pour turned over?" The old man answers, "There Broom was born, the honey pour turned over, in the upper air upon the great bear's shoulders." The young man asks, "Where was Broom given birth, the bear's cub brought up?" The old man answers, in a little woolen box, in a little iron box, on the peg of a small cloud." The young man asks, "How was he let down to earth?" The old man says, "In a sling he was let down, in a silver sling, a golden cradle, on a nameless, quite untouchable string."
Then a group of men stepped forward from the crowd. They stepped forward from the crowd around the old man, and a few more emerged from their dwelling in furs with spears in hand. The tribe began another song. It's called the Hunter's Song. Forge a spear of magic metal, forge a lancet triple pointed, that I may await great Osso. Forge a lancet triple pointed, forge the handle out of copper, that I may await great Otso. Hide the claws within thy mittens, Otso, owl, thou forest apple, that they may not harm the hunter. Otso, owl, thou forest apple, let thy teeth remain in darkness, that they may not harm the hunter, that they may not harm the hunter. The singing ceased, and the community of people who weren't in the hunting party went back into their homes to prepare for the hunter's return. Each hunter in turn picked up their spears and approached the old man. The old man looked from under the great cave dweller's face, which covered his head. His eyes different, deep, and filled with the spirit of the cave king. He looked into each hunter's eyes and spoke aloud this prayer.
Guide the skier by the sleeve, direct him by the coat skirt, lead him towards that headland, move him towards that hillock, where the quarry may be caught and the game brought home. The old man then spat on a huge bundle of mugwort. He began to hit his hunter with a bundle from head to toe in a ritual. They each then headed towards a big bowl of burning mugwort and welcomed the smoke around their bodies, their spears, and to steep into their clothing and hair to clear them ready for the hunt. The man of many seasons leads them to the perimeter of their village and offers each hunter a word of blessing and encouragement as they step beyond the tribe's borders and into the wild. The man of many seasons returns to his fire and watches from afar as the party tread onwards across the frost
and the frosted ground. The wintry landscapes around them illuminated white in the moon and stars, reflected on a million ice crystals. The hunters finally arrive at a rocky outcrop, squatting like a toad against the horizon, the very vision given them by the man of many seasons, the shadowed maw of the cave visible at its base. Every sense in their being now heightened, they walk towards the cave, aware of every moment and every movement they make. Finally in position, the hunters become still, silent as they wait. Then the low hum of singing gently rises on the wind as they start their song to wake the bear. Wake up now, brother. Na-na, na-na. The sun is shining on the hills. Na-na, na-na. Wake up now, brother.
Na-na, na-na, na-na.
The ants are running on the snag.
Na-na, na-na, na-na.
Wake up now, brother. Na-na-na-na-na. Birdsong is ringing in the ears. Na-na-na-na. The song rises, echoing, reverberating around the frosty cavern as the hunters call out their challenge to the great Utso, cave dweller. The honeypaw rises to meet their challenge, and the hunters meet him, iron against fur. Claw against flesh. The growls and the cries of battle start to fall. Silent, and the son of Ursus spills his life onto the stone, but has taken his payment in blood. The hunters kneel in front of great Utso and honour his life, giving thanks that through his death their tribe may yet live. Be thou praised, O mighty Ukko, as thou givest me great Otso, givest me the forest apple. Thanks be paid to thee unending. The hunters bear their guest home through the icy hills, meeting the rising sun, until he is brought before the doors to the largest village roundhouse. From within, yellow light spills out against the pre-dawn darkness. The sound of the singing can be heard from inside as the hunters prepare for the feast to come. Then the oaken doors swings wide, bright light and joyous sounds washing over the victorious hunters, welcoming the hunters in from the cold. They carry their guest to his place of honour, on an altar in the centre of the roundhouse. Throughout the day the tribe sing, offers prayers, dance, and celebrate the life of their guest of honour. Bigfoot, Broadfoot, Lightfoot, Sticky Mouth, Short Tail, Bobtail, Snubhouse, Honeypaw, Wild Dweller, Footstep Wonder, Nighttime Prowler, Golden Feet, Wild Dweller, footstep wider, nighttime prowler, golden feet. Bee, wolf, forest apple, winter sleeper, golden friend. Bee, wolf, forest apple, winter sleeper, golden friend. Earth owner, forest master, mountain ruler, golden king. Earth owner, forest master, mountain ruler, golden king. As the solstice sun once again dips below the horizon, ready to take its longest rest before it returns in the morning, the people of the tribe prepare to say farewell to wise Utso. They prepare his earthly remains, ready to guide his spirit back to the Father. The tribe take hold of the skins and walk outside into the night. In the silence of the night, the low hum once more of the voices break out across the night sky in these words.
Golden one,
Be on your way. Golden precious, make your way along the golden lane, along the silver road. You'll not be taken from here, just to pine tree on a hill, a juniper at the field's far edge. There the wind will meet your knees, the wave will drive you perch
on one
side of a whitefish strait. Nearby the sweep of salmon run, the hearts of the tribes swell as the dancing embers and smoke of the fires of the village rise. Gliding great Utso back to his sky father, back to Great Spirit. The green and the blues of the dancing lights from the ancestors dance to greet the Great Spirit of Utso. From behind a cloud, Ursa Major, the Great Bear, shines down as the rising smoke meets him to allow him to dance on the shoulders of all the Father once more, until he may return to earth. The tribe spend the longest night feasting around the great fires, telling tales of the origins of their tribe when Great Utso became their grandfather. They tell the tales of hunts, of friends they miss, and dream of hopes for their future with the returning light. All night the fires burn until they fade into embers as the sun rises to begin warming the lands and lengthening the days once more. And so the cycle continues. This story is based on research and recreation of Paleolithic animistic midwinter ceremony and belief by Kate Fletcher and Corin Broch. The songs and prayers within the story are traditional poems written down by Kate and Corwin, and this story was written and put together by Eva Greenslade. I hope you enjoyed this story. I hope you enjoyed your cocoa, as I am enjoying mine. Good night and thank you.